Hi, my name is Nick Coppola and I'm the Artistic Director of the Puppetworks, Inc. here in Park Slope, Brooklyn. This is a company that I founded based on a former troupe that I performed with since 1954, which was the Niccolo Marionettes. And we used to tour all over the country. But about 1980, we decided to open the theater and have the children come to us instead of us going to them. And it's worked out very well. And we're here in Park Slope now since 1980, performing daily for children.
Hello, my name is Jeremy Kerr. I'm a puppeteer with Puppetworks. I've been here for 5 years now. I originally found Puppetworks the first day I moved into town. I happened to drive by it, and sitting at the traffic light, I had no idea what it was. And I said, Puppetworks, I don't know what that is, but I want to work there. And literally 3 weeks later, I saw a flyer in a restaurant that asked, hey, do you like kids? Do you enjoy working with puppets? Puppetworks is hiring. And so here I am. I called up and had an interview, and here I am 5 years later. They can't get rid of me. And my experience has just been amazing. I come from a background as an actor, and through acting and through marionettes in the theater here, it's just always an amazing feeling to be performing for kids and knowing sometimes that you were their first introduction into theater. You were their first introduction into an art form that is so fascinating and can be so enriching for the rest of their lives.
My name is Jessica Abrigo. I am 27. I've been working here since September of 2013, so about 2 years now. I got into it, I answered a Craigslist ad. I didn't have a job for a long time, so I was ready for, something weird. And then there was puppets. And I started working here, and I really, at the time I had some other opportunities in the works and things that I was thinking about doing, and I just fell in love with the crew. I think that it's a very special atmosphere to be working in, to be making art with a small crew of people that really treat each other like family. Is a really special thing. So that's why I started doing it, I think, and since then I've really I've become very fond of puppets. I really like marionettes. I'm not particularly musical. I know a lot of people love their musical instruments and getting to mess around with stuff like that, and I come from an art background, but a static art background, so this is my first sort of exposure to art in motion like this, and I find that my experience with puppets is very much like developing the love of a musical instrument and learning how to express emotion and gesture instead of sounds. So it's very strange and fascinating and cool, and that's why I do it.
Hello, my name is Donovan Hall, and I've been working with Puppetworks since about the fall of 2014. I've been working here for about a year now, and I started working here based on a job ad I saw on Craigslist. I was new to the city and didn't have a job, so I saw it online and thought, wouldn't it be funny if I tried out to work here? And I got the job. And ever since then, it's been great. Working with the other crew members has been fun, and it's great to introduce live theater, well, almost live theater, to kids.
My name is Mike Leach, and I'm senior puppeteer at Puppetworks of Brooklyn and New Jersey. We're a marionette company. We do basically Broadway shows in 1/3, all scaled down, but it's a true marionette show, kind of a lost art. I got into puppets really when I started working in the theater. There are a lot of people who are puppeteers who have always been interested in puppets and big fans of puppets. That was never my thing. I'm a Warner Brothers cartoon kind of kid. So at one point, I was a bit of a go-getter, and I worked at an ink company as a color matcher, and that's sort of like doing puzzles all day long, how to get their colors to make other colors. And within 3 years, I started as a pot washer, so I just washed the ink out of the big 300-pound pots, to being in charge of a 12-man, $2 million department. I was a go-getter. Of course, I had chest pains, and I had a twitch in one eye, and the company moved, and when the company moved, they decided, they'd like me to come along, and they were going to put a down payment on a house for me. They had already bought me a car, and that's all well and good, but I had this thing where suddenly just one day I felt trapped. I said, oh Christ, I'm going to be in a company town, in a company house, a company car. And I just gave it all up. One day just decided I'm going to go to work. And I was making good money, so I lived off some savings that I had for like a year. I bummed around. And then, as a joke, some friends saw an ad in the Village Voice for Macy's. They run a thing called Santa Land every Christmas, and they were in need of elves. So we thought we would all get together and spend our holiday season elving around Macy's and kind of run rampant. Of course, I was the one who was still presentable, so actually I got the job, and none of them got the job. So there I was at Macy's all by myself as an elf, which wasn't quite as funny. But it's a job, and I decided to just do a good job at it. And so I was, they designated me an enforcer elf, and I was to make sure people sat in the right place at the Puppet Theater. And this company, since '76, had been doing marionette shows at Macy's in Santaland. So we had our own little theater, and they'd set it up quite nice. And so after watching the show over and over again, a number of times, I got kind of bored with it. And on lunch hour, I decided to sneak backstage like Pinocchio, and just to see how everything worked, and kind of play with the puppets. And I climbed up on a bridge, and I took a marionette and I started working it. And one of the puppeteers came back and said, "Who are you?" And so I'm just one of the elves. I just want to play around. And how long you've been working marionettes? I said, 5 minutes. And she said, you have to apply for a job with us. It was kind of a natural thing for me. I automatically just kind of knew how a marionette worked. I had no idea why. And that was it. Nick Coppola, the artistic director, came in later on in the week, like 2 days later. They needed somebody, and so I went directly from Macy's to January 2nd of that year. I started at Puppetworks, having never really worked puppets before. I was going to do it temporarily to, detox, and I was just going to do something stupid for a couple of years. That was 25 years ago. I'm still doing something stupid. I haven't gone back to the real world yet.
What never grows old for us is the appreciation of the children's show for the performances. We constantly are renewing our audience as they grow older and leave us, and then come back with their children to see our shows. Aside from the joy of building a puppet show and the craft and the writing and the putting together the music and the rehearsals and all that, our ultimate goal is to entertain children. And we really enjoy the laughter, and even more we enjoy the silence when they're listening, rapt with attention to what's happening on the stage. That is an incredible moment for us. I mean, we know we can make them laugh, but when we make them be still and listen intently, that's even a greater reward.